We have breaking news from the Montreal Canadiens organization. We have a huge contract extension now in place for Cole Caufield. We'll discuss the details coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have some big breaking news from the Montreal Canadiens organization. Pending RFA forward Cole Caufield and the Montreal Canadiens have come to terms on a mega long-term contract. We had seen reports in recent days saying that the Habs and Caufield were negotiating and that there was no way that they were going to go above the AAV for Captain Nick Suzuki on his contract. Those reports definitely turned out to be very accurate. Of course, Suzuki had signed a long-term deal with an AAV of 7.87, whereas now Caufield comes in at 7.85 million. So really, considering all things, considering his age, how young he is, and the fact that he's put up some good numbers in his early career, I think this is going to be a tremendous value in a couple of years. If he can stay healthy especially, this could be a steal of a contract. Now, it's not really anything new that Montreal is doing here. They're kind of setting a standard for their young players and saying that they don't want to go above a certain threshold, which is something we've seen kind of in Boston. I think they kind of the first team in recent memory here, at least, to kind of set that standard. Whereas a lot of the previous deals, now of course that kind of out the window a little bit right now with the newer deals for McAvoy and Pasternak, but for the longest time they would not go above what their captain Patrice Bergeron was making. You've seen Pasternak take a real team-friendly deal. Marchand's deal was under and was team-friendly. He's still on that contract. So, it's really a case of kind of setting the bar and getting everybody else to buy in that you can't go above a certain limit. You need to leave money available to ride out the rest of the team. The Senators are a young team coming up the same way. You see all the contracts for Brady Tkachuk, Timmy Stützle, Josh Doris, Thomas Chabot. They're all within the same sort of value as well. It's same concept, which is working well, managing your salary cap. So if you look at Caufield, like he's got, obviously a couple of what you call full seasons in the NHL, but he's battled some injuries. He has a 23 and a 26 goal season under his belt. But last year, that 26 goal season came after missing a lot of time. He was actually on pace to be projected out to be like a 46 goal campaign last year. He was scoring at a real high rate before he suffered that shoulder injury. So obviously, to me, if he can play consistently at that level, or even if it's slightly below that, even if he's consistently a 30 goal scorer, that's good value based on today's salary cap and today's average value for a lot of the players that are putting up those kinds of numbers. So to me, this is a tremendous deal for Caufield and the Montreal Canadiens. Keeps them in line with a lot of the other top players. And as they get other guys that are ready to graduate into these bigger contracts as they go through this rebuild, they're going to have a standard set here that they're going to use their own team as the comparables for these deals. So to me, this is a good structure from the player. Obviously, long term, if he ends up being a consistent 40 goal scorer, maybe he leaves some money on the table, but he also sets himself up long-term with some good security, whereas the team might have themselves a pretty good team-friendly contract if he continues to play like he has so far in his young career. So to me, this is a win-win. It allows them to build out a strong team around a couple of their core players as they continue this rebuild. So let me know your thoughts on this Cole Caufield contract extension in Montreal, and let me know down in the comments. We'll discuss further. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest NHL news on all 32 NHL teams. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.